Last week, we geeked out on why 20 grand is the mathematical tilt point for building wealth. Cool. But I skipped over the messy middle, the stage that feels like purgatory, not progress. I'm talking about the moment you crest $5,000 in savings and somehow feel poorer than when you were flat broke. Picture it. 2:54 a.m. You bolt upright, heart racing. No, it's not the late-night taco truck haunting your digestive system. It's your brain's cruel pop quiz. How long could you survive with exactly $5,217.41 in the bank? A number that is, on paper, respectable. Yet it hovers between, wow, nice cushion, and, yikes, one bad Tuesday away from ruin. You followed the playbook. You quit $6 cappuccinos. You ghosted every subscription that wasn't true love. You brown-bagged lunches like a minimalist monk. By all external metrics, you're winning. So why do you feel like you're clinging to a cliff with your fingernails? My name's Buffett, and I spend far too many shower thought minutes dissecting why money warps our judgment. If you've ever hit that 5K milestone only to discover it's a psychological sand track, or if you wonder why certain savings goals feel hollow, hit subscribe. Today, we're unpacking one of personal finance's weirdest glitches, the emergency fund paradox. Why modest cushions can spike anxiety, and why getting to 20K isn't just an upgrade in dollars, it's a firmware update for your nervous system. Emergency funds aren't actually about emergencies. They're about how well you think when you're not terrified. But before we can appreciate that, we have to decode why the brain treats money like a video game with hidden levels. Median Americans stash less than 1K, so the 5 grand looks like Mount Olympus. Financial blogs label it solid footing, and relative to the 40% who can't cover a $400 car repair, it is. Problem? 5 grand sits in a psychological uncanny valley, large enough to feel like a target, too small to feel like armor. Researchers call this the anxiety plateau. You've achieved something, yet it delivers zero chill. Remember the last time an appliance started wheezing? Rather than thinking, perfect, that's why I saved, your brain raced to the worst-case Russian roulette. Washer dies today, then the radiator next week, then the cat's vet bill. Game over. 5 grand morphs into a countdown clock. Enter loss aversion. Humans hate losing dollars about twice as much as we enjoy gaining them. So once you can visualize that money being wiped out, you obsess over every hypothetical drain. A campfire during a windstorm. Toasty, but one gust away from darkness. Math looks friendly. Average appliance repair, $300. Average brake job, $800. Minor ER copay, maybe $600. The spreadsheet says you're fine. Brain says, but what if 3 disasters overlap? We don't remember means, we catalog catastrophes. Transmission, 4K. Roof leak, 7K. Broken crown, 2K. Stack 'em and your tidy pile feels like tip money. Vanguard data backs it up. Moving from 0 savings to 2K boosts reported financial well-being 20%. Bumping that to 3, 4, 5, gains flatten. Stakes feel higher, security doesn't. I call it the false summit. You reach a ridge only to see Everest still towering. That cognitive dissonance is brutal. Statistically, you're above average. Emotionally, you're still one missed paycheck from chaos. Every newsfeed story, friend's surprise medical bill, neighbor's flooded basement, reinforces that your knife is tiny in a gunfight. The amygdala fires, flooding you with background dread, hijacking the prefrontal cortex, the rational adult in the room. Ironically, savers with 5K start making timid choices. They baby the fund like radioactive ore. Skip preventative car maintenance, lowball insurance deductibles, turn down freelance gigs requiring upfront cash. Overprotection breeds the very fragility they're scared of. That, my friends, is the emergency fund paradox. Money that's supposed to free you instead handcuffs you. Now watch what happens when the balance flips from 5 digits starting with a 0 to 5 digits starting with a 2. The difference isn't linear, it's categorical. 20,000 doesn't just double 10, it moves you from could handle an average crisis to could handle several at once without losing sleep. Neurologically, the amygdala calms, the prefrontal cortex reclaims the wheel. You graduate from scarcity operating system to secure base operating system. Same emergencies arrive, but your perception and therefore your decision quality changes. Laptop crash scenario? With 5K, you comb Craigslist for a $350 stopgap, burning 3 evenings comparing specs you hardly understand. With 20K, you drop $1,200 on a reliable machine in 10 minutes and get back to work. The cash didn't prevent the expense, it prevented the spiral. This ripples outward. You choose higher insurance deductibles, lower premiums. You negotiate salary harder because you have walkaway money. You invest more aggressively because you're not forced to liquidate at the first hiccup. I call this compound confidence. Security begets behaviors that create even more security. Better sleep, sharper work output, stronger relationships, bigger opportunities. Studies show psychological ROI is lopsided. Jumping from 15K to 20K offers a bigger mental relief pop than going from 20K to 40K. It's the difference between treading water and spotting land. So how do we hack the game and sprint through the anxiety plateau faster? 3 countermoves. Hack 1. Treat the fund as infrastructure, not competition. Stop pitting emergency savings against debt payoff, investing, or vacation dreams. The buffer multiplies every other strategy because it removes scarcity tax. Trying to slay 18% credit cards with no cushion is like tightrope walking without a net. You wobble, you quit, or you fall. Build the pad first, even if the math says pay debt sooner. Once the scarcity siren's quiet, you'll crush the balance with consistency. Willpower is a terrible construction material. Automate transfers on payday into a high-yield account housed at a different bank. Out of sight, out of swipe. Add friction, no debit card, 1 to 2 day transfer delay. You only decide once, the system hums forever. And no, you don't pause the transfer for new tires or your cousin's destination wedding. Budget flex elsewhere. Automation is sacred. Yes, I heard you. Money unused is just anxious pixels. Smart spending that protects cash flow or amplifies income is how the fund pays dividends. Building tires before they shred. Buy the ergonomic chair that prevents chiropractor bills. Take the coding course that jumps your salary band. The point of liquidity is to deploy it strategically, then refill. That cycle builds an anti-fragile moat. Zoom out. What we crave isn't a specific bank balance, it's the psychological upgrade where financial curveballs feel like logistics, not existential threats. 5K? Can't buy that. 20K often can. Past that, the dollars are mostly accounting. The first chunk is therapy for your lizard brain. The rest is spreadsheets. So stop fetishizing the emergency fund as a shiny badge. See it for what it is, mental bandwidth insurance. Secure it, use it wisely, and you'll feel the subtle click when problems downgrade from panic to puzzle. That click is the sound of your financial operating system leveling up.